welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting off a new weekly reading vlog. I don't really have a theme for this week, I don't think. I think I'm gonna just mood read. That's the plan anyway. It might turn into a bit of a reading fantasy books for a week or reading romantasy books for a week because I'm really in that mood right now. Speaking of which, the book that I am currently reading is The Veiled Kingdom by Holly Renee, which is a romantasy. It follows a girl called Naira who is the princess in this world, and she has escaped the palace, and a guy called Dacre, I think that's how you pronounce it, there is a pronunciation guide. Yeah, Dacre, and he is the son of the leader of the rebellion, and they cross paths and we follow them. That's all I'm going to say right now because I'm only on page 75, so that's literally pretty much all I know. This book is only about 340 pages, so it's not too long at all. I'm enjoying it so far. I felt like the first couple of chapters were not slow, but I wasn't really into them that much because it reminded me a bit of Powerless by Lauren Roberts in the beginning. Just some things that were happening after Naira left the palace. It really reminded me of Powerless. I'll see if that theme continues throughout the book. But I think the second one for this either just came out or is coming out this month. I think it's called The Hunted Heir, I think. But yes, so we're going to be starting with this book and I'm probably going to read some of it tonight, and I'll give you an update when I'm further into it and I have more thoughts. Okay, I actually just finished The Veiled Kingdom. I've literally been reading it non-stop all evening. I'm actually in shock. I'm in shock. I need a moment to collect my thoughts. I can't believe this. If you've read it, you'll know the ending is insane. Luckily, the second book comes out on the 20th of August, so I only have to wait 16 days to read the second book. I can't believe this. So I made a couple of notes on my phone. First of all, there is spice in this book, mostly towards the second half of the book. From about page 200 there is spice and it's quite graphic. Secondly, it does really remind me of Powerless, especially in the beginning. The main character, Naira, basically everyone in this world has powers and Naira doesn't have any, so it's giving me Powerless vibes. It is an enemies to lovers trope, and there's like royalty and a rebellion. There's also that trope. Archery does feature a little bit in this, and like training, like it very much gives me like Cassian and Nestor training vibes in A Court of Silver Flames, which I loved, or like Violet training in Fourth Wing. So yes, but the ending of this was this is insane. I can't wait until the 20th of August so I can read the next one, because that was crazy. And literally once I got into it, like after about page 150, I just couldn't stop reading. I couldn't put it down. It was really good. I have no words. Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be a 5-star, but I haven't collected myself enough yet to actually rate it. I'll let you know tomorrow what I end up rating it, and I'll let you know tomorrow the next book I'm going to pick up. But honestly, I'm scared that this is going to put me in a slump because it was so good and I don't know what to read. Like, I wish the second one was out so that I could just read it, because now I don't know what I'm going to read because I'm just going to be thinking about this book. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but this was really, really good. Okay, I'm definitely still in a fantasy romance mood following the Vale Kingdom. I don't know what that did to me, but it's put me in such a fantasy romance mood. So I have a couple of options for what to read next. First of all, I have Reckless by Lauren Roberts, which is the second book in the Powerless series. Those of you who don't know, I didn't love Powerless, but I really want to give Reckless a try because I've heard that the writing is so much better in this one, which the writing was the thing I had the issue with in the first book. So I could give this a try. Then I also have Bride of the Shadow King by Sylvia Mercedes. This is the first book in this series. I don't remember what the next book is called, but I know that it's pink. And I was seeing that book everywhere, and so I picked up the first one. All I know about this is that I think it's like an arranged marriage between two kingdoms, but the arranged marriage is with a king and then this princess's sister, but then she falls in love with the king, something like that. And I also know that this has chronic illness representation, which sounds really good. Then, bit of a rogue one, I picked up this book called Bound by Dragons by Alicia Klapike. I don't actually know how you say it, it's that name. I don't want to butcher it. But this is like an indie published book. This is the first book. I think this is a trilogy. And I saw it on KU, Kindle Unlimited, and I was just feeling really sorry for myself, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that book because I just want to buy a book. So I picked it up. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's the first in a trilogy, and it's literally a 200-page fantasy romance, and also there's barely any words on the pages, and I just feel like this would be so fast. So that's also an option. I don't know which one I'm going to choose right now. It's only 6 PM, so I have time. But I think one of these books will be next to continue my fantasy romance week. I don't really know what I'm feeling. I really enjoyed it, but I just feel like it was so fast that I didn't really have a chance to take it in, if that makes sense. Like I said before, this is book 1, I think, out of 3, so I imagine the story will definitely develop in the next 2 books, but this one definitely gave like Powerless and Fourth Wing vibes. More Fourth Wing, I'd say, just because of the dragons. But so like imagine this is Fourth Wing but in 200 pages. Like that's how fast it was. So I feel like it wasn't really that detailed or descriptive, and we didn't really get much world building. Like it was very character focused, which is fine, but I just don't know, like it's just over, and I just feel like I haven't really took it in properly. I think for the moment it's sitting at like a 4-star, just because I did really enjoy while I was reading it, but it's missing a star just because of what I just said. I just felt like I couldn't process it because it's so short. Yeah, I don't really know, but it was very good, and I do think I'm going to carry on reading this series because the romance is cute between Talia and Marius. It is quite insta-lovey, so if you don't like that, maybe skip this one, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, that's our second fantasy romance book read this week. I think the next book I'm going to read is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. I'm just feeling like I've been seeing it on my shelves every day, and I'm just feeling like I'm ready to pick it up now. So I'm going to start Reckless today. I think it's just under 400 pages, but the font is so small. and I just know it can go one way or the other. I'm either going to really enjoy it like way more than Powerless and be really surprised, or I'm going to hate it. So we'll see. I am literally on the first page and already the writing is better. The third line down, that's a lie. The fourth line down says, though stolen bliss is little more than smothered chaos. And that is so true. First page, going well. Okay, I actually can't remember the last thing I said about Reckless. It honestly might have been the first page was my last update. But I'm currently on page 261, which is chapter 35, so I'm about almost 70% of the way through this book. It's definitely better than Powerless, I will say. I love that we're back to enemies. If you don't know, Powerless is an enemies to lovers book, and then in this book we're back to enemies again. I won't say why, I won't spoil Powerless, but I absolutely love that because I just love the tension, because they've already been lovers and now we're enemies again, so the tension's just already there. It's great. I will say the writing is immensely better. I will say though, I have found a few grammar errors which really upsets me in books. I just don't understand how books get published with grammar errors, so that's annoyed me a little bit, but like it's not taken away anything from the book. We've had a one horse trope, which was really cool. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it because I don't want to spoil anything, but this one is definitely, I think one of my main problems with the first book as well was it, like the first 300 to 350 pages felt so incredibly slow. This one is already so action-packed and we're only 260 pages in. I mean, there is only like 120 pages left, but I mean, like even the first 50 to 100 pages wasn't boring or slow. It's all been action-packed, which I appreciate because it makes the reading experience so much easier. So yeah, I only have about 120 pages left, so I imagine the next time I update you will be to give you my final thoughts on this book. But so far so good. It's not giving me 5-star feelings, I'll be completely honest in that regard, but it is a lot better than Powerless. And honestly, I might have to lower my Powerless rating because I think I ended up rating it 3 stars, but every time I think about that book it feels like a 2-star for me. I don't know if I ever changed it, but if I didn't, I might have to make that book a 2-star. Sorry, not sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god. I genuinely can't believe what just happened. Lauren Roberts, I apologise. I don't apologise about the first book, but I apologise for having doubts about you in general, because this one, oh my god. Okay, I wrote notes. Okay, I'll do my one negative thing first. One negative is pretty good going. So Lauren Roberts has the tendency to do this thing where, because the book is called something, she'll tell you exactly why it's called that in the book, which is fine, but you only need to tell us once. I don't like the repetition of, you know, it happens so much more in Powerless, so this one was like better for this, but like every other sentence in Powerless was, I'm powerless, I feel powerless, I have no power, I'm powerless. And it was like, yeah, we get it, I understand that's why the book is called Powerless, like I didn't miss it, you don't need to keep reminding me. This one, it didn't happen as much, but it did just keep saying reckless, and I'm like, you only need to say it once for me to understand as a reader that that is why the book is called that. Like in books generally, when the title is like mentioned in a book once, I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool, now we know why the book is called that. But then if you just keep repeating it to me, it's just gonna piss me off, it's not gonna make me like it more. that's my negative thing over. Then I'm just going to say some points. It's given 10 Things I Hate About You, the film, especially this one scene between Kai and Payden. It was just very much 10 Things I Hate About You. The last 30 pages in particular, I annotated like every single thing. Like, let me see if I can find a page. Like, I don't know if you can tell, and I don't want you to see spoilers, but every single thing is underlined on that specific page. The last 30 pages really got me. And the ending, I didn't expect. I don't know, well, I did have a theory of what was going to happen, but the theory that I had was not what happened. I didn't expect what happened at the end at all, and I feel like that's left it at such a good place, because the next book is going to pick up right where we left off, hopefully, and I can't wait for the next book now. I will just say, so the novella that we got, Powerful, that was from Adina's point of view. Obviously Adina is not with us, but it was also from the point of view of a guy called Makoto, who also was in a similar position to Adina with his friend going into the trials. And Makoto was nowhere in this book. I thought we were going to get Makoto's point of view in this book and see what happened after Powerful for him, but we didn't get his point of view at all, so I have no idea what he's been doing or what was the relevance of putting him in Powerful if we're not going to get to see him again. I'm hoping in the next book he'll be in it, because we're back like in the main setting. We're not off following Kai and Payden anymore, maybe. But yeah, I just expected him to be in this book and he wasn't, so that was like, I was just a bit confused where he was. But overall I really liked this book. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5. It wasn't a 5 to me. Like, the last 30 pages were a 5-star to me, but the rest of the book was like a 4, so I feel like a 4.5 is fair. And I can't believe that I rated this one 4.5 when I really disliked Powerless. So it does just show that Lauren Roberts' writing style has improved, and maybe she's listened to some of the critiques that were given on Powerless. So with that being said, hold on, let me go and get the other books. Okay, in this vlog I read The Veiled Kingdom by Holly Renee, Bound by Dragons by Alicia Klapike, still haven't figured out how to say that name, and Reckless by Lauren Roberts. So 3 romantasy books ticked off my TBR. I'm very happy with this. I really enjoyed them all, to be fair. I don't have many complaints. If you want me to do this video with a different genre, let me know. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.